Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, says no deadline on circulation of old series of Naira banknotes. Nigerian equities market crosses 60 trillion Naira market capitalization for the first time. International Monetary Fund, IMF, urges structural reforms to improve Nigeria's growth outlook. Plus, oil heads for weekly gain as the Middle East keeps market on edge. The program is Business Express, reaching you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. I am Nneka Oko. Now, Nigeria's blue economy contributes approximately 3% to GDP, primarily through oil and gas, that is offshore production, fishing and aquaculture, in addition to shipping and ports, with tourism not left out. Now, with conversations at the 30th IMF World Bank meeting holding in Washington, D.C., centered on reducing global inflation, Business Express today will focus on how Nigeria can leverage her vast fisheries and aquaculture to enhance food security and reduce pressure on food prices, in addition to issues around import substitution by developing local maritime transportation and coastal shipping to reduce reliance on foreign vessels, lower import costs, and create jobs. Our guest is one of Nigeria's marine economists, MSMEs, trade expert by interest, architect by profession, and president, Nigeria-Bangladesh Business and Technology Forum, Bob Achanya. You are welcome to Business Express.
Great to be here again.
All right, let's start with the one everyone identifies with, that's the seafood. Every evening, Nigerians love to relax in gardens with their tables garnished with all kinds of seafoods. But they are never enough in supply and prices keep going up. How can we harness this potential?
Well, thank you very much. I may have a problem with that introduction, but that is on the humorous side. The joints and all the areas you have, having fish and all, you know, the condiments with it. I don't think that is such a good thing for us, particularly in Abuja, that a lot of those fish and other sea food items that you say are basically gotten from artificial or trainings, you know, from fish ponds and all that, not really from the river. But if I may go just a bit slightly there, yes, Nigeria is a jolly good country. We enjoy ourselves, but what we enjoy, actually, most of them come from outside, and that is where the issue is. And that is why the focus of the World Bank at the ongoing events to discuss about how to reduce inflation becomes very, very pertinent in our climb here. And it's good also that we are looking at the blue economy. The blue economy, in essence, is the sustainable use of ocean resources, you know, for economic benefits. Once we use them sustainably, then future generations can actually be part of the opportunities that comes with it, you know, in the future. And if that is the case, what has Nigeria done to be able to put all that, on the scale for the citizenry to benefit? Are we doing that? If you recall, while the private sector has been so deep in advocating for the blue economy sector to be given that prominence in our economy over the years, you recall that it was just in August 2023 that His Excellency the President, on assumption of duty, decided to give prominence to that sector as the major contributory factor to the job creation and the employment generation efforts of his administration. Having said that, the blue economy and the aquaculture items, outputs, as you said, including fisheries, is so important in developing a framework that we must be able to give it that prominence it deserves in order for us to optimize the benefits that accrue from it. And how do we do that? If I may ask, do we have a blue economy framework for the country as we are today? That is something we need to know. If there is no framework, then it is very, very important. But as far as I know, I think efforts are on by the current minister, who is also the pioneer minister, to be able to provide that framework for, the players in that sector, to perform and also to be regulated. And having said that, what it then means is that what we are relying now on is the use of staccato frameworks, from the different organizations or the different departments and agencies of government to actually provide a framework, a guide, to the implementation of the blue economy in Nigeria. So basically, what we are having now is still based on efforts by all the departments to put something together. And I think until we have a framework properly spelled out guiding the sector in Nigeria, I think we have some time to go. But as per aquaculture and fisheries, I think it is important that we give prominence to it, because that's one of the major job creation and employment generation aspects, in the entire blue economy. And you are talking about fishing. You are talking about other sustainable aquaculture practices. You are talking also about mariculture. Mariculture is not very known in our own climate here. And then with mariculture, you are talking about producing shell, and shell and other food, ocean food materials, within the ocean setting. Okay. And I think with aquaculture and fisheries being given prominence, we will be able to eventually see how we can begin to expand it, see how we can be able to boost and bring technology and innovation into it to be able to provide for the huge opportunity that we have in that sector, as well as enhance market access. I think those are the three pillars that we will be able to play on in order to provide a guidance, for the sector in Nigeria. All right,
Nigeria's blue economy has a huge export potential. How can we tap into that and earn more foreign exchange?
Well, that is a question that I will also need to ask. But you see, until we begin to give prominence to the private sector participation in the economy, a lot of these will still have to tinker with the impact of government wanting to be directly involved. So in my view, because we are just starting with the blue economy here, looking at other climes, I think government will do good enough, well enough, to provide the enabling environment for the private sector, to be able to drive. And in saying that, what I mean is that if we have to set up seafood processing plants, or manufacturing platforms to be able to take on the issue of, exporting, is a whole gamut of experience that we need to go through in that area. If we have to go through that, it then means all the agencies must be at their optimal level performing. You have the NEPC there that also provides incentive or regulation for SMEs that are involved in putting all these exports together to send them out. You have the NIPC that is also there, that is expected to be promoting investment opportunities for foreign direct investments to come. You have SMIDAN that is basically mandated, to look to the organization and productivity of the SMEs in the sector. I think so far a lot is being done, but we still need to do so much in order for us to be able to put this on, on the right scale, for us to be able to implement export-driven policies that can get us to the level that you are discussing now.
So what's the number one policy change you would like to see to unlock Nigeria's blue economy potential? What is that one policy change you would love to see?
Yes, thank you very much. For the policy change, because I said ab initio, we do not have a policy yet. The first thing for us to do is to put an implementable and sustainable policy on the ground. A kind of policy that once we put it, changes in government and whoever is the leader will not affect, the implementation of the policy. We now have to drive the sector with sustainable policies that can get everyone, to be able to project that within so and so period, this is what we can get, this is what we can do, and this is where we can get to. Otherwise, it will still be the same cut and paste. We'll still be doing the same mistakes, and then we'll have very beautiful policies on paper, but you cannot actually implement. And I actually see that the policy change that should come is for us to be able to identify whether we are going to have a full homegrown policy at this time. We find the advantage of having policies in the other sectors, taken from other places. We need to consider whether it is homegrown. We need to consider whether it's Afrocentric. We also need to consider whether we are going to be a leader in the blue economy sector in Nigeria. Take for granted that other countries have started, in this blue economy over the years. Kenya, for instance, started since 2012. And you can imagine where we are today. If we are starting now, we must be able to take all the benefits of the experiences and then put something together that will give us the opportunity to be able to speak well and lead the African continent in order to open up our blue space. It has to do with transportation, connectivity, our waterways, our oceanways, and all that it involves in order to bring us together as one continent and one country.
I know you're working on the Blue Economy Summit and MSMEs Expo. Will you be exploring offshore renewable energy and innovation at this event? Can you tell us more about them?
Yes, thank you very much. The Afro-Asia SME Expo and Exhibition is expected to come in the last week of, or second but last week of November, 19th of November to 21st of November, and it's expected to bring Africa and Asia into Nigeria to be able to look at the opportunities we have in our SMEs. Hitherto now, we've always gone out to take, our export opportunities, the SME, what they produce and export, we take them out. This time we feel time has come for the Asian countries to be able to come here and look at what we have and take advantage of that, to be able to look at the joint ventures and then the opportunities that we can have for collaboration and pitching our own SME entrepreneurs together. That in itself will provide, a very huge access to international market that we so much deserve in this country now. The idea also is that we cannot continue to be at the giving end. Let's, for once, receive the opportunities that can come in from all these people. And from the diplomatic briefing that are held at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it is a well-received event, it is a well-received program, and we are hoping that at the end of the day we are going to have a very wonderful outing by the grace of God, to the benefit of Nigeria, and then as a contribution to the efforts of this administration to expand our export base and also work on the exchange rate disparity that is so much now. So
after all the engagements with the MSMEs and experts on blue economy, what should we Nigerians be expecting? Yes,
thank you. The Blue Economy Summit is also another one. That one is going to come up in Benue State in Makadi. We have 28 littoral states. Benue is just one of them, and the governor has very strongly accepted to host that event and bring everyone into that environment to be able to speak to the issues. Some of the SMEs that are going to come in are also going to be involving the issues of emerging SMEs, emerging skills that will be able to use to do aquaculture, shipbuilding and ship repair and all that it takes. So at the end of the event, we are hoping that we'll have, more access, to networking opportunities. We have more access to job creation, because a lot would have been exposed, and a lot of the participants too will be able to learn new tools that will make them to expand on their trades, in the SME sector, and therefore provide, that vista for them to be able to also export more and earn more foreign exchange. We also develop capacity in our own place, as well as also see how we are able to expand in the space that we are speaking, blue economy.
Mr. Achanya, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us on Nigeria's blue economy.
Thank you.